final third as much as he can be. I think that's what we're seeing here with Ghana.
It's a bit restrictive, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I tell you what, Colombia have the opposite problem in a sense, because they're actually one of the teams that I think have taken the most chances, the most shots in the entire tournament thus far. 59 in total, but they only have 4 goals to show for it, Joby.
Yeah, and I think that would be the big sort of disappointment so far, because they are a lot more adventurous. They're an exciting team, been a real good watch actually, and again, I think from our perspective, we're hoping probably to see a little bit more from that central striking berth. Obviously, we know Diaz has been fantastic so far. Daniel Munoz, obviously, from right back, chipped in with a couple of goals, and I'm really excited to see how that attacking side goes up against what we know is going to be a real stubborn defence. And they do create opportunities, shoot from range. So it's just about them finding those moments of quality in the game.
No, please.
Yeah, no, just looking at the attacking side, you see today that Jhon Cordoba's starting. For 2 games, it's been Luis Suarez that's playing. He hasn't got a goal in the tournament. Cordoba didn't get one in the last game. Granted, it was against Portugal. So he's getting another strike at it. Let's see if he can get a goal. It's obviously a conversation that Lorenzo's been having. They need to be more efficient.
We're obviously looking at someone who is a talisman for Colombia. James Rodriguez, you may well remember him from 2014, picking up the Golden Boot Awards. Obviously, a lot has changed since then. He's not the same player physically as he was 12 years ago, but nonetheless, he's still such an emotionally important beacon for them. If he is to help them get across the line, he still also provides a lot of creativity and imagination that I think Colombia do need.
Yeah, he's almost one player for Colombia and another one in his club career, certainly of recent years.
Very
he was
true.
a big presence during their qualifying campaign. He had creativity, he scored goals, but there is a little bit of a question mark. What he's actually doing really well at the moment, he's doing that defensive side when he does need to do it. A little bit of pressure from Quintero, who's come on and shown those sparks that maybe we haven't quite seen from James Rodriguez. But as we know, there is no doubt in this guy has got major quality. If, again, set pieces, if they can get him in those little pockets, and hopefully from Colombia's perspective, he can have a real huge impact.
Tell you what, penny for his thoughts. I mean, he looked kind of...
locked in.
He was locked in.
Yeah.
He was absolutely locked in. Let's talk about Daniel Munoz, because the really exciting thing about Colombia is, OK, they've only scored 4. Half of them have come from the right back. So they really could come from just about anywhere, these goals.
Yeah, you take it from anywhere. And it doesn't really surprise me with Munoz. You see him for Palace, week in, week out. He's one of those players that has an engine on him. He doesn't stop. He's up and down. Yeah. Even if he's not scoring, he looks dangerous. It could be set pieces. A ball could fall to him at the edge of the box. He's having a shot. He's just 100% go. I'm not surprised he started this tournament really well. And he's definitely one to watch. Why they're not firing on all cylinders at the front?
Yeah, it's the runs that he makes to sort of penetrate that sort of attacking line, really, where, again, at times maybe the opposition feel they're in control. You've got the forwards under control.
Yeah, you
and all
expect
of a
a run
sudden,
from the forwards.
that deep run from him, and he's caught a few out with that in similar situations and been a real threat. His energy, I love his intensity, his enthusiasm for the game, and he really is a big player for Colombia.
I'd love to go back to Ghana for a moment, because speaking of big names, maybe not players on the pitch, but someone who is quite big in the dugout is Carlos Queiroz. He is so experienced as a manager. He's been at this level many times throughout his career. He knows what it takes to advance in these kinds of conditions. And he clearly has been able to set up a team that knows how to make opponents suffer and really wind them down, grind them down and frustrate them, as you pointed out, Joby. So how big of an asset is that to have someone like that in the dugout? Of course, you need the players to be the ones to do the job on the pitch, but nonetheless, having someone who can manage the game?
No, 100%. Carlos Queiroz has done that well. He's brought structure, he's brought a philosophy. We know him for that. My biggest question is, what does it look like after? Like I said before, I do think the experience is there. He's getting them into games. Listen, we say, what is it? Defense wins games, right? They're there. But again, my question stands. Are they going to be dangerous in the final third?
Wasn't the expression attack wins games, defense wins?
No, don't defense win games and attack sell tickets?
Welcome back. We're just a few minutes away then from the second half getting underway here between Colombia and Ghana.
Tried to push, tried to force the issue, created a number of opportunities, but just didn't have the bodies in the box to capitalise when the ball did get in there.
There's another success for a South America side over one from the continent of Africa. It's Colombia who go through to face Switzerland in Vancouver. Final score, Colombia 1, Ghana 0.
Bogota will be bouncing tonight, as will Kansas City, which could be confused with Bogota, given the incredible turnout by the Colombian fans. As you can see, so much joy and elation, as only for the second time ever Colombia win a knockout round match in the World Cup. Brilliant.
Brilliant. Listen, congrats to Colombia. I've got to be honest though, very disappointing in Ghana. I think you give yourself, 45 minutes to try and win a game against a good side. Carlos Queiroz, to me, has a lot of questions to answer.
Yeah, and I've been really impressed with Colombia all throughout this tournament. Exciting team. They get bodies into forward areas, create opportunities. Their probably only disappointment is not taking more of those opportunities at this moment in time, but fully deserved tonight, and they're going to be a real threat as this tournament goes on.
Well, I tell you what, we'll have plenty more reaction. Perhaps we can pose some of those questions ourselves to Carlos Queiroz, and maybe he can even join us and answer them. Why not? So let's find out then a little bit more. Stick around. After the break, we will continue to discuss this brilliant victory for Colombia as they progress to the round of 16. And commiserations, of course, for Ghana, who are now the 7th African nation to be eliminated from the round of 32, as only 2 teams in Morocco and Egypt will progress. Stick around. We'll see you on the other side of this break.